Plus, with just 6 days left, more file with the Guam Election Commission, including the first gubernatorial team. And this morning, the Guam Army National Guard's COVID response team is commended. Our Daniel Perez was there. These stories and so much more right now on your News Leader.
Hafid and good evening, everyone. I'm Hannah Devonzo, and thanks for tuning in to your News Leader. As we noted, the governor will be delivering her big State of the Island address in about half an hour. For more, let's check in now with KUAM's Nestor Lecanto, who's standing by at the Congress Hall in Hagåtña. Nestor?
Thanks, Hannah, and howdy everyone. We are here at the Guam Congress Hall awaiting the much anticipated speech by Governor Lou Leon Guerrero. This will be her fourth State of the Island address and probably one of the more consequential of her political career, as it is a election season. What is she going to talk about? Well, I think foremost on her mind will be the economy, how to deal with all the challenges that the COVID pandemic has presented. This will be her third speech in which COVID has dominated the headlines. There are gas issues, the high cost of gas. There are cost of living issues. There are mental and emotional health issues. Just overall a downturn in the economy. And we spoke to her yesterday, and she mentioned that one of the things that she is optimistic about is the state of the tourism industry. I think that will be coming up in her speech, along with many other things. She's going to highlight her accomplishments and also the challenges ahead. As we mentioned, this is an election season. I'm not going to say that it is going to be a campaign speech, but I can say that it will be a speech in the middle of a campaign that is expected to be very competitive. So please stay tuned to KUAM right here on TV8 and on our social media. We will have live coverage for you at the bottom of the hour, and I'll be speaking to the officials and getting reaction after the speech is over. So stay tuned to KUAM. Back to you in the studio, Anna.
Thank you, Nestor, for that live report. And again, the State of the Island is set to start at 6:30 p.m. Make sure you tune in immediately after, because Ness will be going live getting reactions to the governor's speech. With less than a week left until the June 28th filing deadline, the candidate roster at the Guam Election Commission is now quickly filling up. The first gubernatorial team to file is Congressman Michael San Nicolas and running mate Sabrina Salas-Metanani on the Democrat side. 3 have filed to succeed San Nicolas as delegate. These are Democrats Talina Nelson, Judith Wonpat, and Republican James Moylan. So far, 22 candidates have filed for the legislature. On the Republican side, they are Harvey Agna, incumbent Telotaitigui, Sandra Reyeseo, Thomas Fisher, Ken Leon Guerrero, Shirley Mabini Young, incumbent Chris Duenas, Mana Tyron, Bistra Mendiola, David Crisostomo, Vincent Borja, Jesse Lujan, and incumbent Joanne Brown. On the Democrat side, they are incumbent Jose Pito Terlahi, Dwayne San Nicolas, Fred Bordalio, incumbent Joe San Augustine, Jonathan Savarez, incumbent Sabina Perez, incumbent Tina Muñoz Barnes, Franklin Meno, and John Ananich. So far, incumbent Attorney General Levin Camacho is the only one to file for AG. In case you missed it, the price of regular gas dropped by about 20 cents on Guam. The billboards of 76 Circle K Mobil and Shell gas stations display Wednesday morning that normal gas now costs $6.30. This is the first time prices at the pumps have decreased following a trend of gas prices increasing by 65 cents since early April. This small relief at gas pumps comes after Governor Lou Leon Guerrero signed a law Tuesday that temporarily lifts the liquid fuel tax. It was a week ago when gas prices rose by about 15 cents to $6.49. And in efforts to prevent and combat the rise of sexual assault and domestic violence, a 3-day training event is being held for various organizations. Here's more.
It's a common issue on island, domestic violence and sexual assault. In a press conference in April, Governor Lou Leon Guerrero addressed the troubling numbers.
Our domestic violence statistics are high. I think they're very alarming. We had 1,226 violence cases filed in 2021.
The Guam Coalition Against Sexual Assault and Family Violence is holding a 3-day training event focusing on fostering safety in all spaces, specifically for the youth and families. Technology Safety Project Manager at the National Network to End Domestic Violence, Audace Garnett, and founder of 1124, Tanji Reese, are leading the training.
Audace and I talked about technology abuse amongst young people and how it fits into dating violence.
We also spoke about the importance of safety planning with young people and working with them, building relationship and trust with them. Young people are experiencing teen dating violence and technology abuse at really high rates, so it's important that we understand how it's being misused, and we help young people understand how they can remain safe while using the technology as well.
For those in need of services pertaining to domestic violence or sexual assault, many resources are available, such as victim advocates reaching out. Their number is 671-477-5552. The Alley Women's Shelter under Catholic Social Services is also available for those seeking immediate shelter.
Subscribe to our KUAM News Digest, our weekly email newsletter with all kinds of information straight to your inbox. Just subscribe and we'll make sure to keep you informed and entertained with news from the KUAM News team, what to watch on NBC and CBS, and the latest promotions from KUAM Communications. Go to KUAM.com, click on the newsletter tab at the top of the homepage, register, and you're all set. Brought to you by Uno Go, Guam On Demand.
The rising cost of living is affecting all of us on Guam. Our administration has expanded a program. We want to pay for your child's daycare up to $675 a month per child. This means more money in your pocket to pay for other expenses like the cost of gas and groceries. The Leon Guerrero Tenorio administration is investing in Guam's future, and that starts by supporting our working families. We are all in this together, Guam.
This ad is paid for by government funds of the Office of the Governor and the Department of Public Health and Social Services.
Don't need a work break, keep the smile on your face. The moments you can't replace, and I'll be around. Whoa, you can count on me. You can count on me for life.
Wherever life takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
Northern Marianas, rise up to the challenge! June 17th through June 25th, the Northern Marianas will be hosting the NM Pacific Mini Games 2022. Athletics, badminton, baseball, beach volleyball, golf, tennis, triathlon, ba'a, and weightlifting. Visit northernmarianas2022.com and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Thanks to the Tensu Lin Foundation, Joe Tendai Foundation, T Galleria, Docomo Pacific, ITNE, NMC, Elan Group, Marpac, Fish Guy Scuba Charter, Atkins Kroll, Glorified City Limit, McDonald's, Mobile, Triple J, NM Tech, and Bank of Guam.
With Prism Home Wi-Fi, I'm not just getting smart Wi-Fi that adapts and delivers consistent speeds that cater to my lifestyle needs.
I'm getting peace of mind with real-time online security that monitors every device on my network. Parental controls with the ability to filter age-appropriate content for my child.
For a limited time, sign up for Home Internet 50 or higher and get a free Prism Wi-Fi pod. Plus, new and upgrade customers will get a free $100 Hulu gift card. GTA, we start with you.
Subscribe to our KUAM News Digest, our weekly email newsletter with all kinds of information straight to your inbox. Just subscribe and we'll make sure to keep you informed and entertained with news from the KUAM News team, what to watch on NBC and CBS, and the latest promotions from KUAM Communications. Go to KUAM.com, click on the newsletter tab at the top of the homepage, register, and you're all set. Brought to you by Uno Go, Guam On Demand.
Who controls what when it comes to the Guam Visitors Bureau will be decided by a new committee established by GVB management. At a budget hearing Monday, GVB officials noted their new business risk compliance and control committee management and the board have been at odds since May 12th, when the directors voted to stop all further meetings until the policy is clear. GVB Vice President Jerry Perez explained the pressing need for the committee.
President Carl did this to address and to clarify once and for all incongruities between GVB's enabling statute and the bylaws. Because this has been a source of discord between some of the board members with respect to policy and their advisory role and management's responsibility and administrative role.
Are GVB President and CEO Carl Gutierrez, Vice President Perez, elected board members businessman Jeff Jones, GVB legal counsel Joseph McDonald, and UOG professor and attorney Ron Uggan, who heads the Center for Public Policy on Governance, Ethics, and Open Government.
The goal, of course, is harmonizing our bylaws with enabling statutes and take corrective actions where required. We're determined to try to get to the bottom end. Meanwhile, there's business as usual, and there's seamless execution in the approved plans and programs underway. As you can see, we continue to function.
Perez says resolving their impasse may require simple administrative changes or more substantive legislative changes. And for parents of children waiting for the COVID-19 vaccine, the 2.5-year wait is over. Over the weekend, the Center for Disease Control and Prevention gave the green light on Pfizer, BioNTech, and Moderna's COVID-19 vaccine for children under 5. Back here on Guam, the Department of Public Health and Social Services is just waiting on the island's allocation to arrive to begin giving the shots to the 6 months and up age group. Public Health Interim Chief Medical Officer Dr. Bob Leon Guerrero hopes the vaccines arrive this week so DPHSS can begin administering the shots.
Are going to give the vaccines at Public Health, and we'll also do it at Agana Shopping Center and Dr. Ahm's clinic. Hopefully, other clinics will start saying yes. We'll go ahead and start doing that. But we were not depending on them. But again, it would have been much nicer if people can get their vaccines for their children at their pediatrician's clinic.
At this time, there is no word yet on when the vaccines for kids under 5 will arrive. Public Health assures that once the vaccines do come in, they will begin giving the shots right away. In the meantime, Dr. Leon Guerrero encourages doubtful parents to consult with their child's doctor for any concerns. Over in Saipan, the USS Jackson docked on Saipan for 10 days of maintenance and shore liberty. Acting Governor Jude Hofschneider greeted the crew and sailors earlier this week and met with Commander Brian Bungay. The commander led local officials on a tour of the ship. In a media statement, Hofschneider said, "Welcome to Saipan and thank you for opting to make your way to the CNMI. We always welcome port visits to our island, and I am sure you and your team will enjoy the experience of the warm hospitality of our island and the activities that are happening with the Pacific Mini Games and our annual Taste of the Marianas event." According to the Commonwealth Bureau of Military Affairs, since its deployment in 2021, USS Jackson has been operating throughout the region while conducting maintenance, primarily out of Apra Harbor at Naval Base Guam. And the Guam Community College is still working to tackle one of the barriers to education for a lot of potential students: transportation. With what seems to be the never-ending rise of gas prices on Guam, GCC hopes to establish a transportation system with the Guam Regional Transit Authority to address that bump in the road to advancing higher education for many possible students. GCC President Dr. Mary Okada gave KUAM News a progress report.
There are a few grant opportunities that we've been researching, and so we're hoping to get something through that, just so that not just the college but also the university, because we're in close proximity, that we can get students to potentially access public transportation as their means of to get to the campuses.
It's still not clear whether students will have to pay for the transit to the Manilao College campus. And it's a program spearheaded by the GTA called Girls Code to empower young girls to reach their full potential by teaching the basics for coding. Earlier today, the Guam Girl Scouts learned the art of computer coding at the GTA Experience Center in Tamuning. Executive Director for the Guam Girl Scouts, Karina Quito.
This event was announced to our girls. We did see a lot of interest and a lot of excitement. Not only was it one of our first in-person events returning post-pandemic, but it was really an opportunity for them to get together with their Girl Scout sisters and, of course, dabble in coding and learn more about it. And as we were talking with them earlier, the interest is there. They want to learn more about it and just gain experience from it.
GTA's Community Relations Manager, Michelle Perez, says that the company's IT team, along with the interns, were the ones teaching the Girl Scouts the basics of coding. In addition to learning something new, the Girl Scouts who participated will be earning their introduction to coding patch, something to show for their hard work. And over in the Northern Marianas, amid the 2022 Pacific Mini Games, athletes are in top shape arriving, and medical officials at the island's only hospital hope to keep it that way. Regional correspondent Tomas Manglutnia reports on the healthcare workers remaining at the front line during the historic sporting event.
At the start of the Northern Marianas Pacific Minigames, first responders carried the ceremonial flag in honor of their efforts to keep the Pacific safe in this pandemic. Athletes are in top shape arriving, and medical officials at the island's only hospital hope to keep it that way.
We are expecting an influx of almost 2,000 people, and so CHCC has set up some precautions to help mitigate the spread of COVID-19.
Dr. Muldoon says there's an uptick of community cases even before the games began, and as of last week, at least 2 athletes tested positive.
The athletes have been provided daily COVID antigen swabs by the COVID task force, and they are expected to swab daily and report any positive cases to the contact tracers. CHCC is playing a role by being available for helping with contact tracing, and also if anybody tests positive, we can help connect them to different therapeutics if they qualify for treatment for COVID. And then of course our ER is open 24 hours a day, and if anybody needs care, we are there to take care of them.
And back on the field, each venue has medical tents staffed by the Red Cross, Department of Fire and Emergency Medical Services, and hospital staff.
It means for all of us that we should be taking extra precautions to ensure that we personally can stay safe and that our communities stay safe. And we can do that by masking primarily. If you are inside with a group of people that are outside of your household, mask up. And I also recommend for us to, if you are high risk of contracting COVID and have a high risk of poor outcomes, if any comorbidities like hypertension or diabetes or cancer, to try to avoid high risk or high crowded areas to make sure that you continue to stay personally safe.
It's all in an effort to ensure celebrations don't have to happen in isolation. Tomas Manglutnia for KUAM News on Saipan.
Stay tuned. Up next, Dave Delgado with your roundup of local sports. And still to come, in this week's Giving Every Tuesday segment, we highlight a donation drive to benefit the Chuk Hospital Maternity Ward. Keep it here. You're watching KUAM.
The rising cost of living is affecting all of us on Guam. Our administration has expanded a program. We want to pay for your child's daycare up to $675 a month per child. This means more money in your pocket to pay for other expenses like the cost of gas and groceries. The Leon Guerrero Tenorio administration is investing in Guam's future, and that starts by supporting our working families. We are all in this together, Guam.
This ad is paid for by government funds at the Office of the Governor and the Department of Public Health and Social Services.
I have a phone. I have no TV. Ooh, TV on phone. Get live TV on your phone or any device with DTV Plus from Docomo Pacific. Watch live channels or stream from your favorite apps on any device, all from your home Wi-Fi. No cable lines, no hassle, more savings. All for only $35 a month with your link bundle. DTV Plus, your cable TV on Wi-Fi. Ooh, TV on phone.
And there you have it, McDonald's new crispy chicken sandwich. From the makers of the world's most stolen fries. The juicy chicken sandwich from the place that offers extra napkins for a reason. The tender chicken sandwich from the creators of a sandwich phenomenon. So you won't just be biting into a chicken sandwich. You'll be biting into McDonald's new crispy, juicy, tender chicken sandwich. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Guam is truly a majestic place with its sheer natural beauty, wealth of beaches, and culturally rich landscape. Unfortunately, Guam has a real problem with unwanted invasive species. Help us in preventing their introduction and spread. The coconut rhinoceros beetle, the little fire ant, the African snail, Siam weed. These are just a few of the numerous invasives on Guam. Follow proper custom procedures when bringing plants and animals into Guam.
Help protect Guam. Tell your family and friends about invasive species.
To report invasive species, call 475-PEST.
Mobile offers a new and convenient way to fuel your vehicle. Pay gas and go. No need to line up inside the store. Press preset. Enter whole dollar amount without decimals. Press Loyalty ID and enter your mobile number or insert Smiles card. Insert and remove payment card or tap contactless credit card. Begin fueling. And don't forget to grab your receipt. Pay gas and go. It's that easy.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
I'm here with Coach Michelle Pang from the Guam National Tennis Team. We're here talking about the Pacific Mini Games being held in Saipan. Coach, what have you seen so far with the team, and how happy are you knowing that the Federation is in good hands with our up-and-coming young talent?
You know, I've seen this team has actually performed really well. We outperformed our team in 2019. We did a lot of mentally and physically, they've been pushed their toll. We've had 8 to 10 hour days where we had several matches all day long. You know, we prepared for this right before coming here. We had a lot of rigorous training, and the kids in Camden are performing at their peak. We really, like today, we have all our teams in the doubles quarterfinals, which is fantastic. It's phenomenal. Last in the 2019 games, we had Camden, the team Camden Camacho and Danny Lorenas make it to the quarters as well. So in terms of performance, they've been doing great, and I couldn't be more proud of them.
All right, Armand, you continue to build your resume with more off-island competition. What do you take away from this experience, and what will you remember most about this year's games?
So I'll take away a lot of good experiences I made and a lot of good like as a team we have really good chemistry. So I think I'll take that away too. And I think also this competition wise, I think I use this and learn from a lot of other players.
And Camden, you're one of the leaders on the team for many more years to come. How has it been competing alongside the future players of the national team program?
Yeah, kind of like what Armand said, we have great chemistry. I mean, they're a very young team, a lot to learn. So, like in practices and in matches, coaches and I have been trying to help just groom them and just teach them what we know so that they can learn. And then once, hopefully they can take over my spot and Danny's spot of like the leaders, and then they can just mold them into the next generation, because it's their time soon. I mean, it's already showing the results that it's their time, like soon enough. Maybe not just yet, but in a couple of years, they'll be beating us out hopefully. I mean, that's the goal, just to get Guam as good as possible.
Keeping with news out of the Pacific Mini Games, Manami Ijima Martin picked up her second gold medal of the games. This morning, Manami crossed the line first in the aquathlon, which consisted of a 2.5K run, 1K swim, followed by a 5K run. Jacinta Sumagaisai adds 3 gold medals to Team Guam's count, winning the women's 64-kilo weight class for snatch at 70 kilograms, clean and jerk with a lift of 100 kilograms, and gold for total at 170 kilograms. Christian Villanueva represented Guam in the 67-kilo class, taking 3 bronze medals, snatch 98 kilos, clean and jerk 123 kilos, and a total of 221 kilos. David Bautista represented Guam in the 73-kilo class, taking gold for clean and jerk with a lift of 140 kilos, silver for snatch with a lift of 105 kilos, and a silver with a total of 245 kilos.
And a shot to left.
Guam improved to 2-1 in pool play. Team Guam defeated the Solomon Islands via the 10-run rule after 5 complete innings of play.
2 runs coming
Guam
in.
plays Palau tonight at 7 p.m. Palau is 2-0 with wins over the Solomon Islands and the NMI.
And a grounder right back to the pitcher. Comebacker over the first for round number 3. And that's the ball game, ladies and gentlemen.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
Lunches, snacks, we got diapers for baby girl. Oh, 7:15, we gotta go. Bread, milk, gas for work. Remember to grab Joe Boy a birthday present. Half a day.
Hey, Molly, how much do you pay for daycare for the kids?
Over $600 a month. It's expensive.
Did you hear about the governor's program that covers up to $675 a month for childcare?
Wow, that would be a lifesaver with the rising cost of everything.
Check guamchildcare.com to apply. We qualified. I even booked an appointment for someone to walk me through the process.
guamchildcare.com. Okay, thanks. I'll apply today.
This ad is paid for with federal funds administered by DPHSS.
爱似火燃烧，熊熊光像火环绕。我深深陷入爱的火环，爱澎湃让我无法自拔，火焰烧烧烧。
Rock-fired shrimp, a flame-crafted favorite. Now back at Panda Express.
Visit the Agana Shopping Center.
Need a new phone? Trade in now and get up to $500 off our best 5G devices. Trade in your older phone in any condition and step up to better savings and speeds only our 5G network can provide. Check out our website and catch up on the best mobile experience. Trade in now. Docomo Pacific. Better together.
The rising cost of living is affecting all of us on Guam. Our administration has expanded a program. We want to pay for your child's daycare up to $675 a month per child. This means more money in your pocket to pay for other expenses like the cost of gas and groceries. The Leon Guerrero Tenorio administration is investing in Guam's future, and that starts by supporting our working families. We are all in this together, Guam.
This ad is paid for by government funds of the Office of the Governor and the Department of Public Health and Social Services.
And we wrap up the show with your birthday shout-outs. Here's Jason Solis.
Happy birthday to Journey Lynn Kanata, who turns 4 today. Much love from the family. Our very own Eli Monch here at KUAM. Eli, happy birthday, bro. All of us are very, very proud to know you. And belated birthday wishes going out to Isabella Lourdes, who was born on June the 21st and turned 21 today. So perfect poetic symmetry for Isabella Lourdes, excuse me, born on the 21st and turning 21 this year. Happy birthday, everybody.
You can be a part of our Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club by checking out KUAM.com. And that's going to do it for us here on Prime Time, but make sure you keep it locked, as coming up next is the 2022 State of the Island Address from Governor Lou Leon Guerrero, along with live coverage from our Nestor Lecanto. Have a great evening and be safe, everyone.
This program lineup is brought to you by Vision Express. KUAM TV8, first on Guam.
KUAM News, winner of the 2022 Regional Edward R. Murrow Award for Excellence in Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion for the Culture Club.
You can go
The most tempting part of your week is guaranteed to be Subway and Chili's Lunchbox Hours. Tune in Mondays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Breeze 93.9 FM. Catch the greatest hits of your lifetime from the 70s, 80s, 90s, and the 2000s while you grub on a mouth-watering Subway footlong sandwich or tantalizing flavors you love from Chili's. Your Lunchbox Hours brought to you by Subway and Chili's. Join Nestor Lacanto for virtual in-depth discussions with the movers and shakers in our community every Wednesday on In Full Zoom. Presented by IT&D and Calvo Enterprises, Inc.
Local Music Mashup. For the first 3 Thursdays of every month, sit back, relax, and vibe out as we showcase Guam's local talent through their video submissions. Tune in for Local Music Mashup on KUAM TV8 at 6:30 p.m. and TV11 at 7:30 p.m. Or catch it on KUAM digital platforms. You're not going to want to miss this.
Local Music Mashup is brought to you by Burger King, BK Your Way, and American Music, located in the Compadres Mall.
Pacific Matters is a half-hour news, culture, and lifestyle show focused on issues that impact Guam, the Northern Mariana Islands, and the larger Pacific region. Join Tomas Magonia every Monday to discuss politics, trends, and take a deep dive into the issues changing our island home, because what happens in the Pacific matters.
Join us in saluting those making strides and serving in our armed forces every Tuesday on the KUAM News Instagram account. These weekly posts round up profiles of Guamanians receiving accolades in the armed forces, those stationed on Guam making a difference in our community, and veterans being recognized for their service. Presented by Future Smiles Orthodontics. Build a brighter future with a brighter smile. KUAM Digital presents a series highlighting the wide array of talents on our island. Whether they're a standout gamer, extreme athlete, performer, or have a unique skill to show off, we're showcasing them every month on Wow Factor. Brought to you by Mountain Dew. Do the do.
Save the date for the last Thursday of each month because you know what that means.
We're taking you along with us on another adventure.
From thrilling adventures to buzzworthy places to check out to looks at the entertainment scene and new trends. Join me, Isaiah Uggan.
And me, Hannah Devonzo, for Uno Mix.
Uno Mix is presented to you by Pepsi. That's what I like.
Watch Mariana's artists, activists, and visionaries and their quest to protect, preserve, and promote our Chamorro culture on The Culture Club, a weekly feature on KUAM News digital platforms and the KUAM News Weekend Edition. Brought to you by Tropicool Ice.
The Culture Club, winner of the 2022 Regional Edward R. Murrow Award for Excellence in Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. Start off your middays with the menu on KUAM News Hotspot, your preview to the big news items. Broadcast on KUAM TV8 weekdays at noon with live stream on our social media platforms, plus an encore at 5 p.m. on KUAM TV11.
The Menu, brought to you by King's Restaurant, always open, always local, and Ruby Tuesday Guam, home of the Fresh Garden Bar.
No waiting in line to see your doctor or to pick up your medication. From tips to living a healthier lifestyle, nutrition and fitness, to the latest wellness trends. Stay healthy by checking in for your weekly dose of health news on Health Check every Tuesday on KUAM News Extra. Health Check is presented by Island Cancer Center.
The most tempting part of your week is guaranteed to be Subway and Chili's Lunchbox Hours. Tune in Mondays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Breeze 93.9 FM. Catch the greatest hits of your lifetime from the 70s, 80s, 90s, and the 2000s while you grub on a mouth-watering Subway footlong sandwich or tantalizing flavors you love from Chili's. Your Lunchbox Hours brought to you by Subway and Chili's. Join Nestor Lacanto for virtual in-depth discussions with the movers and shakers in our community every Wednesday on In Full Zoom. Presented by IT&D and Calvo Enterprises, Inc.
Local Music Mashup. For the first 3 Thursdays of every month, sit back, relax, and vibe out as we showcase Guam's local talent through their video submissions. Tune in for Local Music Mashup on KUAM TV 8 at 6:30 p.m. and TV 11 at 7:30 p.m. Or catch it on KUAM digital platforms. You're not going to want to miss this.
Local Music Mashup is brought to you by Burger King, BK Your Way, and American Music, located in the Capadres Mall.
Pacific Matters is a half-hour news, culture, and lifestyle show focused on issues that impact Guam, the Northern Mariana Islands, and the larger Pacific region. Join Tomas Magonia every Monday to discuss politics, trends, and take a deep dive into the issues changing our island home, because what happens in the Pacific matters.
Join us in saluting those making strides and serving in our armed forces every Tuesday on the KUAM News Instagram account. These weekly posts round up profiles of Guamanians receiving accolades in the armed forces, those stationed on Guam making a difference in our community, and veterans being recognized for their service. Presented by Future Smiles Orthodontics. Build a brighter future with a brighter smile. KUAM Digital presents a series highlighting the wide array of talents on our island. Whether they're a standout gamer, extreme athlete, performer, or have a unique skill to show off, we're showcasing them every month on Wow Factor. Brought to you by Mountain Dew. Do the do.
Save the date for the last Thursday of each month because you know what that means.
We're taking you along with us on another adventure.
From thrilling adventures to buzzworthy places to check out to looks at the entertainment scene and new trends. Join me, Isaiah Uggin.
And me, Hannah Devonzo, for Uno Mix.
Uno Mix is presented to you by Pepsi. That's what I like.
Watch Mariana's artists, activists, and visionaries and their quest to protect, preserve, and promote our Chamorro culture on The Culture Club, a weekly feature on KUAM News digital platforms and the KUAM News Weekend Edition. Brought to you by Tropicool Ice.
The Culture Club, winner of the 2022 Regional Edward R. Murrow Award for Excellence in Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion.
No waiting in line to see your doctor or to pick up your medication. From tips to living a healthier lifestyle, nutrition and fitness, to the latest wellness trends, stay healthy by checking in for your weekly dose of health news on Health Check every Tuesday on KUAM News Extra. Health Check is presented by Island Cancer Center.
KUAM Communication is your home for star-studded entertainment from America's top networks. From specials, concerts, award shows, and can't-miss red carpet moments. It's all on KUAM TV 8 and KUAM TV 11. Check KUAM.com and our social media pages for showtimes and schedules. Network specials on KUAM Communications are brought to you locally by King's Restaurants, Ruby Tuesday Guam, and Docomo Pacific. See what's on TV tonight with schedules, network news and notes, local promotions and giveaways on KUAM Communications social media pages. Like and follow us on Facebook or Instagram now for all the latest and never miss out.
Get up-to-the-minute news, plus access to alerts, streaming radio, promotions, and more on your mobile device by downloading the KUAM News mobile app, available at the App Store now.
The most tempting part of your week is guaranteed to be Subway and Chili's lunchbox hours. Tune in Mondays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Breeze 93.9 FM. Catch the greatest hits of your lifetime from the 70s, 80s, 90s, and the 2000s while you grub on a mouth-watering Subway footlong sandwich or tantalizing flavors you love from Chili's. Your lunchbox hours brought to you by Subway and Chili's. Join Nestor Lecanto for virtual in-depth discussions with the movers and shakers in our community every Wednesday on In Full Zoom. Presented by IT&D and Calvo Enterprises, Inc.
Local Music Mashup. For the first 3 Thursdays of every month, sit back, relax, and vibe out as we showcase Guam's local talent through their video submissions. Tune in for Local Music Mashup on KUAM TV 8 at 6:30 p.m. and TV 11 at 7:30 p.m. Or catch it on KUAM digital platforms. You're not going to want to miss this.
Local Music Mashup is brought to you by Burger King, BK Your Way, and American Music, located in the Capadres Mall.
Hafade and good evening, Guam. I'm Jason Salas coming to you from the KUAM newsroom here at the KUAM studios in Harmon. In just a few moments, the much anticipated 2022 State of the Island Address to be presented by our island's Commander-in-Chief, Lulian Guerrero, the Honorable Governor of Guam. She will take the podium and present for the first time since the pandemic, of course, in face-to-face fashion. Now, as we wait for the start of the address, as you see there, looking at the live feed, the Governor and the First Gentleman, of course, that is Lulian Guerrero with her husband, Jeff Cook, arriving at the Guam Congress building. The speaker you see here there in the middle of your shot, of course, the Honorable Speaker of the Legislature, Therese Terlahi, did bang the gavel, indicating that session was, in fact, called into session. Now, as is the case, my friends, with many states of the island address, you're going to see most of the heads of the governor's cabinet there. So that would be all of the heads of the various agencies under the executive branch. There are many members from the judicial branch. Obviously, the island's various leadership, many members of leadership of clergy are there, as well as some of the highest ranking members of the military, assumedly. Taking a look at there also, obviously, that is their home court. So several members of the Guam legislature from both sides of the hall, as Governor Lulian Guerrero is taking her place to deliver the State of the Island address. You were watching KUAM News Primetime. Our Ernesto Lacanto is dutifully positioned down in the island's capital municipality of Hagåtña. He is going to bring you reactions once the speech has concluded. But obviously, you can see and hear a very raucous reception for our island's Magahaga, as she was very anticipated to make, again, the first time she is delivering her address. And now, the color guard being brought in to present the colors of the flags of the United States. So Old Glory, of course, coming in first, and then the Great Seal of Guam being presented by, I believe that looks like a U.S. Army Honor Guard, along with other members of the U.S. Armed Forces. So now, ladies and gentlemen, let's go live to Hagåtña, where we bring you the 2022 State of the Island Address presented by Governor Lulian Guerrero. Enjoy.
The Committee of the Whole of Imina 36 na Legislature in Guahan is called to order. Sergeant of Arms.
Madam Speaker, the Honorable Lourdes A. Leon Guerrero, Magahagan Guahan, Governor of Guam, and Attorney Jeffrey A. Cook, Fanananan Asagang Magahagan Guahan, and First Gentleman of Guam.
With the presentation of colors by the Guam National Guard.
Canta
call upon the University of Guam Latin Tones to lead in the singing of the national anthem and the Guam hymn.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave
University. Ini mas takilum ginghorsus, dan mas takilum di corazón. Mas figo na
Live production of the governor's State of the Island address. Of course, the national anthem of the United States of America and the Guam hymn being brought to you by several members of the University of Guam Latitones under the direction of Dr. Randall Johnson, a position he has held very, very responsibly for the last 30 years and change, back to when I was at UOG. So once again, we bring you live coverage of the governor's State of the Island address. The benediction is up next.
Please remain standing for a bendición by Pari Perbetsani Tautalta Pipit. I'll now call upon Father Junie Valencia to deliver the invocation.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Lord our God, we praise you for your love and justice, which has been revealed in the natural beauty of our island and the generosity of our people. As we gather here tonight, we call to mind the words of sacred scripture that says, "If the Lord does not build the house, in vain do its builders labor." Therefore, we first turn to you for guidance. Kindly bless our governor, the Honorable Lourdes A. Leon Guerrero, as she delivers her State of the Island address before your people, and all our leaders, that through the intercession of our island's patroness, Santa Marian Carmelin, they may continue to build more effective ways that our government may seek the right goals that will serve our people today and in the years to come, especially the most vulnerable and defenseless among us. May they follow in the example of your most sacred heart, which calls them to gentleness and humility. Give them your Holy Spirit to enlighten them, to turn aside every inclination for the love of power, the desire to please, and to put aside all private ambitions. We join our voices together, seeking for your divine assistance tonight. We offer this prayer through Christ our Lord, who lives and reigns with you in the unity of the Holy Spirit, God, forever and ever.
Please be seated.